everybody, and welcome back to the Fantasy Hockey Pucks podcast. I'm your host, Ben Rutledge, alongside my disgusting co-hosts and lead analysts, Jake Lloyd and Ugam Sandu. How you boys doing on this fine Friday evening?
Doing great, doing great. Just finished
We'll
up some
start off
work.
with Mr. Sandu. How's your reading week been?
It's been pretty good so far. Getting some reading done, surprisingly. Uh, Played some chell with the boys. Bit too much, I think, but not too bad. What about you, Jake?
Yes, we got not too much reading going on, more of a chill reading week. But it's been fun. I've been seeing my friends back home. It's been a good time.
Yep, similar for me. Not too much reading. A lot of Madden. Put 6 or 7 hours a day of Madden.
Get a life.
But yeah, I have a problem. But anyway, we don't need to talk about that right now. All right, let's get into some recent news. So we had a trade. It was boring as fuck. Emil Enstrom was traded from the Columbus Blue Jackets to the Pittsburgh Penguins for Alex Nylander and a sixth round
Pick.
and a sixth-round pick.
Wow.
Excuse me. Random note though, the condition on the sixth, if Enstrom scores 6 goals for the Penguins, that becomes a third-round pick.
Damn. What
No
the hell?
way.
It's a bit of a
So
switch
crazy.
up.
I would say this is a nothing trade, except Kyle Dubas found Bobby McMahon as an undrafted free agent, Holmberg as a 7th-round pick, Trevor Moore as undrafted free agent. So like he does have actually a pretty good ability to find talent. So Enstrom could become something in Pittsburgh. Could be like
He
some
loves
Leaf
trading
fan
for
bias
some
here, but at
bottom
the same
six
time,
forwards.
pardon?
He loves those bottom six forwards, two-way players. Just keeps on buying them.
Yep, he loves
Can't
to
get
just
enough.
find them out of nowhere.
So if he scores 6 goals for Pittsburgh, then the sixth they traded becomes a third.
Becomes a third-round pick, yeah, this year.
Okay, so they don't want to play him too much then.
Yeah, if he has 5 goals, bro, he's getting scratched. Like he's not
For
seeing the
sure.
ice if he has 5 goals. And yeah, next, probably the biggest piece of news this week, Gary Bettman is taking his private jet up to Winnipeg, Alberta, or Winnipeg, Manitoba. Yo, I know geography. Okay, I know geography. But yeah, he's up in Winnipeg because apparently their season ticket sales are too low. They've only sold 10,000. League average is 13,000. So yeah, Bettman's there to try and figure it out. Attendance has really been an issue for the Jets all year. They've been first place in the league. They're first place in the league at one point in January, and yet they're having attendance issues. So that is definitely something to worry about. And Bettman says like this is like legit that their future is in doubt in Winnipeg if this attendance stuff doesn't get fixed. To which I reply, why the fuck aren't you dealing with Arizona? Like you just had them playing a legit college rink
Facts.
and you're allowing that when you're worried about Winnipeg. Like, get your priorities straight here, bud. Bro, it's just a D1
Yeah.
Canada hater.
I was about to say that guy hates Canada.
Yeah, seriously. You want to do whatever you can to get teams out of Canada.
It's kind of valid though. The Jets
Yeah,
haven't been
yeah,
putting
except
people in
they're
the
not the
seats.
biggest attendance issue in the league.
No.
Yeah, but they're pretty up there. I think don't they have like the worst attendance in the league
Yeah, they have one of the
with
worst.
one of the best teams? Like, how are you gonna
Yeah,
allow
that is true.
like
I will give you that. I'm not saying it's not an issue, but I'm just saying, like, as a Leaf fan, I just watched us in the mullet, and let me tell you, that's a bigger problem than
yeah, that's a rough one.
Roger or than whatever the heck the Jets arena's name is, but whatever's going on.
Rather than expand to like 36 teams, I say just move these teams.
I agree, bro.
I don't
Move
know.
Ottawa to Quebec.
Ottawa.
No, that's crazy. What is that?
Move Ottawa
Yo, the
to
They had
Ottawa
great
Quebec.
attendance this year.
Move Winnipeg to Houston. Move Arizona to
Brunswick.
Utah.
No.
Get Winnipeg to New Brunswick.
Keep
ASAP.
Winnipeg in Canada. Like we can't.
Where though,
Yeah.
bro?
Winnipeg,
Saskatoon.
just keep it in Winnipeg. I don't see the problem.
Yeah, but
I think
no one wants to go there.
it's
Yeah,
just
no one wants to be. Yo, what if they went to like Nova Scotia? Would you go play
Yeah.
there? Like Halifax?
Oh, for
No
sure.
shot. No
What?
shot NHL players want to go there though.
That's true.
It'd be sick to see, but like
PEI.
but they don't even know what PEI is.
That's
Hamilton?
true.
Hamilton would be sick.
Yeah. I don't,
Just straight up a second Toronto team.
all right, chill out, chill out. You got one. Don't be greedy.
I don't. I'm not saying I want one, but I'm just saying after the All-Star game, people like it was reported that Toronto's being called the Mecca of hockey, yet they only have one team. All I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess maybe in the
true.
GTA,
That's true.
somewhere around there.
Like Toronto, like basically the Leafs are what the Rangers are in New York, and then basically move another team, and they're the Islanders to New York type thing, where they're called New York, but they're not actually like in New York City.
Yeah.
Anyway, breaking news as of today. Sidney Crosby, according to Elliot Friedman, reportedly has a extension in place with the Pittsburgh Penguins, and will sign this extension when he's eligible on July the 1st. So I know we were talking about this a couple podcasts ago, whether or not Crosby will be traded. He's going into his last year of his deal. Those questions are answered. Clearly, he's staying in Pittsburgh. He would not sign this deal to then eventually be traded. So at least for me, what I take from this information, even if it's a 1 year deal, Crosby's finishing his career as a Penguin. That's what I see that as.
Sadly the truth, I think.
I know. It would have been so sick to see him traded. I can't lie.
Yeah. Crosby in a Canadiens jersey.
All right,
2027
let's
champions
calm
with
down.
Caulfield, Suzuki, and Celebrini beside him. It would have been amazing.
All
I
right,
don't think he would have gone to Canada's team, the Leafs, but that's just me. But I don't know. I think it's good that he's finishing with the Penguins. Like, if I was a Penguins fan, I'd be happy.
Yeah, it is a weird look. A lot of players don't do that anymore. Like Kane, for example, like they don't all finish their career there. So to have him stay a Penguin for life is cool. I
Like,
would agree with that. But
I don't understand that they won cups. You know what I mean? Like,
mhm.
But
if you
what
haven't
if
won a
in
cup
like,
yet, like
oh yeah, Jake, go ahead.
if you haven't won a cup yet, I would understand that. But if you've already done it with that team,
Yeah.
just stay there.
Yeah,
I'm saying like what if in like 2, 3 years they're rebuilding now and Crosby's still performing at like what he's performing this year and he's just staying there.
yeah. At what
Like
point
would
does
he
he just say trade me?
yeah.
Like how much is
Oh,
enough
oh,
before he says
Like
trade me?
maybe he starts being like LeBron, he just fountain of youth, he just doesn't stop producing.
Yeah,
What are they gonna do
I
then?
would say that. I would say he would probably reach a point where he says trade me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All
What
right.
else we got?
Sean Walker, according to Elliot Freeman, Sean Walker and the Philadelphia Flyers are now talking more extension rather than trade talk, and the dollar is coming in between $4 and $5 million on this extension. That's fucking horrifying as a Leaf fan because I was expecting Walker to get about $3 million, and if he's getting 4 to 5, my hopes of getting Pesci or Skay at 5.5 to 6.5 are going out the window if Walker's getting 4 to 5. So that's
Man,
terrifying.
Seth Jones really ruined the defensive market.
Seriously, bro. And Darnell Nurse.
Yeah. What a
That's
bunch of
that is
players.
not a good thing.
I
But I would
know
say that's the right move.
Jake
Like,
doesn't seem too happy. Why is he making the face?
that's a crazy contract for Sean Walker. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. It's not good. But also,
That's
I think defensemen should be paid. I believe in defenseman rights, but I think maybe
way to
not
take a
Sean Walker.
stand. Way to take a stand.
Exactly, exactly.
That's
Come
my
on,
Um,
boy, Jake.
come on.
but I would say this is the right move to be talking, assuming it's more short-term extension. Like it's a big fuck you to the room. Like if you're shipping guys out while you're in a playoff position, like I get asset management and all that. Um, but like they're in a playoff spot to then sell at the deadline, like that creates locker room issues between management and the team. And that's the type of stuff that players don't want to go there and play if they think that the management doesn't believe in them. So um I think right move to be talking extension, right move to be not talking trade, maybe not talking extension going that far, but not talking trade, in my opinion, is the right move.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
guess so.
All right. We won't spend too long in this, but we've got a Glaze number 34 here for a couple minutes. The guy has 52 goals in 55 games. Like, you're not supposed to do that in the NHL. He
It's
scored his
fucking
50th
insane. I
and
can't even laugh.
51st in Arizona, scored his 50th last night in Vegas. Like, you're not supposed to be that good. You're not supposed to
As
score that much.
as a D1 hater, I must admit, it's pretty fucking impressive. And I don't know
For
how
all
the hell
the
he's doing that.
for all the Habs Glazers out there, Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki, and Juraj
Okay,
Slavkovsky
Here
okay,
we go.
okay.
Here we
Oh,
go.
whoop-de-doo,
Here we go.
whoop-de-doo.
have the
Still
same
lost in
amount
the
of goals
first
as
round
Austin
to us.
Matthews.
Wah, 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 wah.
You're
Sorry.
living in the past, bro. Matthews will single-handedly win us at least one round, probably two.
Have fun with your one round win.
If I
But
miss a game or these tours, I feel bad. I'm like, I'm missing generational talent.
I know that's so true.
When's the next time we're gonna see this? Like, it's crazy.
I know.
yeah, it's Ovechkin's gonna hold that record for about 2 years.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
And then my dad and I did um the calculations last night while we were lying fucking watching the game. At his current scoring pace, he would pass Gretzky in 10 seasons. In 10 more seasons at his current career scoring pace.
It's pretty
We said
impressive.
that's him playing 82 games every year. And you get there in 10 seasons. We said he pretty much needs to play to 39 or 40 to be able to do it.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
that's
Because
me
he got
tough.
screwed over because his goal total should be higher because he
Oh
had
yeah,
one
the
season that was shortened. He had one season that was cut by like almost 30 games, another season that was cut by 10. So he missed like 40 games due to COVID, which for him that would be like 30 goals based on his or I think it would be like 27 based on his current career pace. Which like when you're 38 years old, that's a season scoring 27. So it's gonna be close. And it also depends what Ovi gets to before he retires because he's going to
oh,
break it.
oh, he's gonna get like two more than Gretzky and
I know
Holland
he's gonna
goals.
he's gonna get like 900 like on the
It's gonna be
button.
like it's gonna be like 10 straight empty net goals, and then he's just gonna
Yeah.
call it
You know what
quits
else is crazy about Matthews? He has yet to score an empty netter.
this season.
Yeah, he has 52 goals, none of all of them on a goalie.
Damn.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
He's
Um,
actually generational on another
all right,
level.
we won't talk about that because at least for me with an upcoming segment, I'm going to glaze the fuck out of him. So I'm going to save it for now. Um, Jacob Markstrom rumors are picking up. I would say with the atrocious performing in goal I saw by the New Jersey Devils last night, where they outshot the Rangers 43-18 and
Generational
lost five to
goaltending.
one. That's not supposed to happen. Um,
Oh
so
yeah, the other they
I I would
let like
say go get a
18
goalie.
shots. Was it?
I would say Vanacek, Holtz, first round pick, au revoir. Give us Markstrom.
Yeah, bro. Have you seen Markstrom's stats?
I know he's
He's
been
like
ridiculous.
highest goals saved above expected this season
I know.
out of everyone.
He passed Hellebuck. He's been insane.
Bro,
But yeah, I would say
I've been saying Dawes is not it.
yeah,
He had
Dawes,
like a 4 game
Vanacek,
heater,
Schmid,
but no.
none of them
Yeah.
are it.
Mm-mm.
And the
They're
thing
all
is
ass.
Markstrom has 2 more years left too. I get he's older, but like he's your goalie for a couple more years to give guys like Dawes and Schmid who are younger at least a chance to develop. Like right now they're so clearly not ready. Um, so I think that's so far and away easily the move. Like I'm
For
actually
sure.
surprised it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting by the trade deadline if he's not traded. See how that picks up because I feel like he has to get traded this
I
season.
think he will get traded the
There's
way
gonna
it's
be so
trending.
much interest.
Yeah. Uh,
It's
we
getting
actually forgot to talk about this in the week in the episode earlier this week. But the Penguins did a terrific job with the Yager jersey retirement. This was on Sunday. We're recording this Friday night. But yeah, I thought they did a really good job. I thought Yager was hilarious when he was talking about his girlfriend not even remembering him on Pittsburgh. Um, what a dog. But I thought overall it did a really good job. They, much like the Flurry thing, like they just classy, well deserved. Um, yeah. You have anything else to add?
what a player! What a player! But yeah. How long did he play? Bro played for so long.
I know he did.
I was looking at it's actually crazy. But
And I don't
yeah,
even really remember. Like I only remember him on. I remember him on Florida,
yeah.
Boston, Calgary.
Who knows? Just name a team in the league.
I know
All
they
the
were
teams
like, I
played
didn't
for
know
them.
that he played like on Pittsburgh. Of course, he played on Pittsburgh. He played on Dallas, which I didn't know.
You play on
Like,
Philly or not?
yeah, he played on Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember he took a break or something, and then he came back and signed with Philly, and that's why Penguins fans hate him. That's why his jersey retirement took so long in Pittsburgh. That's why it's 2024 and his jersey's finally getting retired.
He played for the Flames too, in New Jersey.
From 1990 all the way to 2018. Madness.
28 seasons.
Well,
He's also still. I know
he
there
took
was
a break from
there was I think
08 to
2 lockouts in
12.
there. There were 2 lockout years in there too.
Yeah, but he took a break from 07, 08 to 2011, 12.
Yeah. He's also still playing. Like he's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
playing in Europe, which is ridiculous.
What a dog.
He is an absolute. He's the living and breathing definition of a dog.
Yeah.
Um. All right, we'll briefly touch on this. Video surfaced earlier today of what's his first name? Adam.
Yeah.
Adam.
Adam Ruzicka.
Ziska.
Um, taking drugs.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
can
he was
watch the
having a
video for
fun time on
yourself.
his
But he
IG
was having a
story.
good time on Instagram Live. And Jake, you had a bone to pick, sort of, with
Oh my
with this
gosh.
situation.
Yeah, that stupid Andy and Rono Twitter account or whatever.
Oh yeah, I know
Oh, I hate
you
those guys.
like
I
this
hate those
guy's a
guys.
top tier snitcher. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my gosh. So he posts the video, right? And then underneath he tags like every NHL reporter. It was crazy. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
What are you
like
doing?
I
Yeah,
saw like at Elliot Friedman, at blah blah blah, at this. Check this out. And all the
That
comments
was
were just
crazy.
flaming for it.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
actually
hate that account.
insane.
J Fresh
That's
I
just
kind of
fans.
like it,
embarrassing, bro. Like you're just
but
gonna attack someone like that.
yeah, that was crazy.
And I think
Only
like
like
on a more
them.
serious note,
But
like I
also,
feel like you should maybe instead of like you should probably try to help the player. Like you know what
that's
I
what I was
mean?
gonna
Like
say. Instead
Yeah,
of like, I get Arizona wanting to terminate the contract. I understand that, but he should be in the player assistance program as well.
yeah,
mhm.
At least he may not have to enter it. Like, you might not have a problem. Like, listen, what people do, people do. Like, it's you can do whatever the hell you want, and like you can casually drink and do other stuff without it being a problem. But like the player assistant program should have reached out.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, they might have, and it might not be public information, but I feel like someone would make that public with the way it's going and the way the public's reacting to it. Someone would make it public if it's happened.
Yeah, I just don't like the whole way the whole thing was handled by anyone, really.
Yeah, by everyone involved, including the stupid Twitter account.
Yeah.
All right. Mark Stone to LTIR, or actually not on LTIR yet. But Mark Stone to IR. I thought this was bullshit, but he actually has a lacerated kidney. I saw the video. He got rocked in open ice. Um, by
don't care. Vegas are cheaters.
Ooh.
he's probably going to go to LTIR. Like, for example, Packers tight end Luke Musgrave had the same thing. He had a lacerated kidney. Um, he got hit like in the side, and he was out 6 weeks
Mm.
for reference. So if this happened to Stone, 6 weeks would put us like that's literally exactly the start of playoffs.
Oh, wow.
What?
Surprising.
So
What's in his that?
yep. So he's gonna go on LTAR. Vegas is gonna trade for Jake Gensel, and they're gonna win the cup again.
Fuck
I
that.
saw a funny report, and it's like Vegas not sure on exact timing of when the injury will be better. I'm like,
You're
I think
shocker,
we all know. Yeah,
shocker.
I think we all know.
Yeah, we all know it's game 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah.
One last piece of the recent news here. Joseph Wall has been sent out of the Toronto Marlies for a conditioning skin. My Pookie Bear, his return is imminent. And I can't wait for him to come back. Goalie 1,
I can
Max
wait. That brother
Vasilevsky.
just absolutely dogged the Laval Rocket. Let in
Yeah,
one goal on
Let's
like
go.
37 shots.
yep.
I'm
The
not
Marlies are
excited.
not very good. So, yeah, they need all the help they can get, especially with Hill to be up in the big squad. They have literally
Yeah.
0 goaltending.
This is good too, because
Because
I want Hill to be back
Petruzzelli's
down there.
ass. Keith Petruzzelli's horrible.
I don't want Hill to be up just sitting on the bench. Like, get him back down there.
No, but he's
playing.
practicing with the Leafs. Yeah, I get he's not getting
Yeah.
gameplay, but he's practicing.
Mhm.
Like he's facing Austin Matthews shots in practice.
That's true. Yeah.
So obviously game action is a different thing, but it'll make fucking Joshua Waugh's wrister from the blue line seem like a child shot compared to Matthews when he goes back down.
All right. Joshua Waugh slander will not be tolerated here, okay?
Yo, how long till you buy his jersey?
Oh, buddy, I was already looking at those jerseys. I searched up the other week Laval Rocket Joshua Waugh jersey, but now he's in the big league, so I might have to get an actual Canadian jersey. Name on the back.
Oh Lord.
Oh, or a QMJHL jersey. That could be sick. And they're a lot cheaper.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they are. I might get a I've actually been debating getting a Nyes Minnesota jersey. Just mostly
Yeah.
because they're so much cheaper. Like
Yeah,
to buy
like the
them.
Caulfield one is
Yeah.
Wisconsin one. So much cheaper than that.
Yeah, I
For
know.
sure.
They're so much cheaper to get them. Anyway, that'll conclude the recent news segment. So yeah, on to this episode is a panic room episode, and it's a bit of a different panic room here. Um, Mostly this first player, bit of a different reason he's here. So first player is John Tavares. He's actually scored a 5-on-5 goal in back-to-back games. He hasn't done that in fucking forever. But the Leafs officially bit the bullet and stopped looking at cap hit and started looking at on ice performance. And they've moved Tavares down to the third line center. And he's on PP1 in important times, but he's more times than not on PP2. That one I do disagree with. I think he'll probably end up on PP1. Um, he's just kind of they're trying to give him a bit more rest. But moving down to third line, what's your panic level on him? Obviously, his production's been there, but your panic level, is it there? Is it not there? What level?
I'm gonna go with I'm going pretty high to be honest. I'm gonna go 7.8 on him. I think the age is starting to catch up a little bit.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
I think especially with that cap hit. I mean, I understand him being a third line center; it hurts. But talking more in terms of fantasy, I don't think you got some production out of him earlier in the year, and I think you keep him for the rest of the year. Obviously, I think it is
Yeah,
what it
Yeah.
is. But
I
definitely in a
agree. No one's
redraft
really gonna
next
buy him.
year,
Like no one's going out and saying, "Give me John Tavares."
you're not going to be able to sell him. But don't drop him. Obviously,
Yeah.
just gonna have to kind of bite the bullet here. But yeah, I think it's only going to get worse from here. And I think next year in the redraft, I'm not drafting. Like
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
don't.
you might
I
have to go
Yeah.
I
undrafted.
I actually do own John Tavares and left him on the
Mm.
IR plus spot for the past 2 weeks
Oh wow.
while he wasn't even injured
Damn.
because I could not be bothered with his ass. And yeah, he's not been great. So I'd say my panic levels are about the same. 8.
I'm actually going the opposite. Uh,
Okay.
I'm not. This is not me being a Leafs stroking off the Leafs here. I swear to God, it's not. As Jake gives me the nod of disapproval, but watching the last two games, what the Leafs ran was a forward line one, and then a 2A, 2B, and a fourth line. That's what their lineup was. And I get he's no longer playing with Nylander, who he can make him a secondary assist merchant. I get his PP1 time is reduced. Okay, so I'd say he does actually, as I'm saying this out loud, I'm realizing there is obviously panic level there. But I'm saying it's lower than you guys, mostly because I believe playing alongside Robertson and Yarncroke slash McMahon when Yarncroke's healthy, I think he still can actually produce like enough that he's not worth dropping. So I'd
Okay.
say do not drop him. I'd say you can come back to this quote in 3 weeks that I don't think he'll be worth dropping. Um,
Oh,
but
for sure,
obviously, I'd say
don't
my
drop.
panic is more around PP rather than 5-on-5 performance.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that's true. I just don't I don't think it's gonna get any better from here. This is just the start.
Yeah, don't disagree with that. All right. Andre Vasilevsky. Can't believe this is the first time he's here, but his save percentage after the last 3 games has officially dipped below 900 for the season. He's yet to record a shutout this season. His record is 19-14, and he's been blown out in his last 3 games. What the fuck happened? Yo, the Leafs broke this man. The
That
Leafs broke
brothers
this man.
us.
The Leafs broke this man in the playoffs, bro.
So happy. Been
Oh
praying on
man.
this brother's downfall for so long.
I used to
And yeah,
pray
he
for
broke us many
times like
times
this.
first, but
Where's
Yeah.
your panic level, Jake?
for me, this is an interesting one because I remember when they lost first, he was talking about how like they lost, it's gonna be nice to have a full summer's rest. They haven't had that in so long. And I was worried. I was like, this guy's gonna be crazy next year. And then he had the surgery. And I
Yeah.
think I don't want to speculate on his health, but I mean, you see how he was before surgery and after surgery. So I wonder if there's something going on there. I think this season I'm panicking pretty hard this season. I would try to ship him off while he still has name value, to be honest. I don't think it's gonna get better. But I would, if you're in like a keeper league, I would hold on to him because I think next season, if he gets a full summer off with no surgery or anything, I think he can come back. So I'm gonna go with like a 6.
For
Mr.
this
Sandu?
year, a 10. This
Yeah,
first time his stats have dropped below a 900 save percentage, which is absolutely crazy. But in Dynasty, I'd for sure keep him as someone who's watched a goalie go through injuries, come back from the injury, play like shit, get some rest, come back, play so much better. I'd say he's for sure going to be fine next year, but this year he's been dog shit, and I think he'll just continue.
Yeah, I agree. I would say actually I'm at the point where I'm like, sell him at all costs. Like he's under Vasilevsky. Someone will pay you more than he's going to provide rest of season value. And I would just get him off the team. Luckily, he was injured at the start of the year. So where you took him is not normally where you would have taken him. So it's not like a Shesterkins or Sorokin situation where they're ass and you spent a really high pick on him, unless you're Robert. Um,
Shout out.
but
Shout out.
I would sell him at all costs in keeper league or in redraft leagues, and in dynasty I would buy him. I would go get him right now. Like Ugum for you, I would be sending offers to get Vasilevsky.
Who's got Vasilevsky?
It's your Arvin. His team has him. I would
Oh,
I would actually go get him in dynasty leagues. If you want to be bad, I would go get him because you can park him on the bench. You can play him the way he's playing. He'll
yeah,
probably lose you some weeks. Honestly,
that's
um,
true.
but yeah, I agree. When he comes back healthy next year, he's gonna be a monster because he's still gonna be the same player. Like he's still only 28. Like when he comes back, he'll be fine. All right, final player. Um, Making this a bit less of a panic after scoring 2 goals tonight as we record this. But Nikolai Ehlers, he has 2 assists in his last 10 games. And the complaint about Ehlers has always been like, man, he's so good if only he got the ice time. However, like he's playing pretty much top line. Like he's getting his ice time's dropping a little bit, but he's been getting 17 minutes a night. Like that's more than he normally gets, and his production is nowhere near where it normally is. What's your panic level on him? We'll start with Jake.
for me, I think that mine's it's. I don't want to think about recency bias after tonight because he played really well. I even saw Hellebuck's dad talking on Twitter about how well he played. But
About
I
Ehlers?
would say, yeah, I love that guy. He just talks about Hellebuck and 3D printing. That's a great Twitter account.
What?
But yeah,
You need
One
to
of the
like
most
follow
shout out to
random
that.
him.
Twitter accounts,
I
Jake.
need to follow
Yeah,
Connor
you have
Hellebuck's
to.
dad. What the hell?
Oh yeah. But I would say I'm gonna go with a 5 on this one. I think like Winnipeg just went through a bit of a slump themselves, so I think that could be contributing to it. And now that they're coming out of this, I think that his slump could end as well. So we'll see what happens.
I'm gonna go on a 6, probably closer to 7. I've never been a fan of like picking up Ehlers in fantasy because I feel he's just inconsistent. He's never gets the playing time that you like want out of a player that can put up his points production. So it's a bit of a gamble always. Like he's usually close to about like a 1.5 point per game player. Or no, what the hell am I saying? Like a 0.75 point per game player, but he always like deals with like some minor injury or something will happen where he just like caps at an amount of ice time where I just don't like picking him up, but he's still a
Yeah,
good player.
he's my fucking nemesis. He lures me in. He's like that ex-girlfriend that won't go away. He lures me in.
Okay, my bad. My bad.
Yeah, I think we know who that reference was too. But he literally he always makes me be like, I'm gonna draft him, like I'm gonna take him. Like this is the year. Like, oh, he had reports coming to camp. He's looked really good. Like all this, like he's such a good talent. He's gonna get the ice time this year. I draft him and then I always drop him. And I would
And then you
say
try trading him to me
no
like
comment.
5 times.
But I'm at the point where I'm just dropping him. In Dynasty, I'm trying to just get him off the roster. Um, yeah. So I'm saying I'm not pleased with him and my panic levels to conclude that statement. All right.
Fair.
Let's go to our next segment, which is the early award predictions. So we're all gonna give our player for the relevant ones, like the Bill Masterton and all those are not included. But yeah, let's start off with the biggest name one, Hart Trophy. Who you boys got?
Oh man, I'm gonna go. I'll go first, I guess. I got Austin Matthews. Like, might sound
Yeah,
crazy to some people, but like,
yeah.
this is an unreal season. Like, I'm assuming he gets 70 goals. Like, we haven't seen that in so long. I just can't. I can't think of a player right now who has having as much of an impact as him. Like, it seems every night it's just he's just scoring. Like, he's unreal this season. He's one of a kind right now. So I think he should win it.
Nah.
Who you got,
No,
Mr.
I,
Sandy?
I I got Nathan McKinnon. This guy's getting hyped up. He had the ability all this time, and he's finally putting the points to production, and he's just been on a tear this season. And the Avs are so good.
Has he
He's been
reached
so
100
good.
yet?
I'm not
he's not even leading the
sure.
league in points. He's behind Kucherov.
I know, but
Yeah,
Kucherov's been so good too, but the Lightning have not been that good.
yeah.
Yeah,
I also have to take back my take where I said the Lightning were gonna get that third spot in the Atlantic.
The
No,
Lightning are missing the
no,
playoffs. Fuck the
no,
let's
Lightning.
no,
go.
They're
no, no.
missing
Let's
the
They might
go.
miss
playoffs.
the playoffs.
Finally.
The past week of what I just saw, that is not good hockey. What I witnessed, that was absolutely awful. But yeah, I think McKinnon's gonna take Matthews 70 goals, insane, good to him. But we need some assists, man. Like not everything can run. Maybe like hand it
I
off to
know.
Marner.
I saw a thing that was like, if Matthews hits 75 goals and assuming he hits 110 points, which is ridiculous to say, does he win the Hart? But I think he wins the Hart Trophy, assuming he scores 70. If he doesn't score 70, it goes to McKinnon. But assuming he's on 76 goal pace, assuming he hits 70, he wins it in my opinion. Like no one's done that since the 90s. No one scored 70. He's the fastest since Lemieux in 95, 96 to 50. Um, like everything's
That's crazy company.
he is the most he's the most hat tricks since some guy on the Sharks in 2005, 2006, and he has 20 something games left. He he's just ridiculous. His career goal per game is like third all time in the NHL. He's already 152nd or something in career goals all time. Like everything is pointing towards this guy winning the Hart Trophy. I think McKinnon's having an amazing season, but he hits 70, Matthews wins it.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw I saw this stat where it's like past 2 weeks or something, like highest scoring duos for goals, and it showed like Matthews with
It's,
11, Marner with 2.
yeah, I know. It's like they're the highest scoring duo, and like Marner has like in the last 6 games, like this league six game win streak, Marner has 15 assists, no goals, 15 points. Matthews has like 10 goals and 5 assists. Like it's ridiculous what they're doing.
Crazy.
Um, all right. Next Art Ross. Who I think I have a kind of a hot take for this Art Ross. So who do you guys say is winning the Art Ross?
Jake, you
I
want to go
think,
ahead?
yeah, like this is kind of a boring take, I'm just gonna say Kucherov. Like, I know it's pretty close between him and McKinnon, but this guy just gets so many points. Like, it's absurd.
Yeah.
And like there's not much going on in the lighting this year except for him really. So I think that helps him a bit too, you know. But yeah, not much to say. It's just like that's just what he does.
Our Ross is just like whoever puts up the most points,
Yeah.
right?
Most points.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Kucherov will just like nudge it over McKinnon. But the only reason he's not winning the Hart is because the Lightning have just been so bad.
All right, I'm going something completely different from you two. I'm going Connor McDavid. He's 6 points back, 6 or 7 points back right now of Kucherov, and has like 4 or 5 games in hand on Kucherov.
He's 10 points back right now.
Okay, 10 points back, but I think he has 4 games in hand, and he's playing right now, or he just finished playing. Damn, the Oilers lost to the
Don't.
Wild.
Shout
He
out
picked
Matthew
up.
Boldy, 2-goal game.
He had two more. He had 2 assists tonight, so he's up to 8 points back of Kucherov, and it's fucking McDavid. So I'm going McDavid's winning it.
That'd be really fun to
Even-
watch him come back. I'd like to see
I
that
didn't
happen.
even realize he was that close.
I know he's been catching it while getting
So
his
good,
season.
man.
I would
So
say,
good.
to be honest, I don't think he would. If he wins the Art Ross Trophy, like if he somehow gets the most points in the season after that start,
I know
maybe he
it's
gets MVP.
ridiculous.
Maybe he
He's
gets
not the
Yeah.
MVP.
Hart.
Whoa,
If he
whoa!
achieves that,
You can't
if he
just
achieves
throw
that,
away the start of the year.
I'm saying you can't throw it away, but I'm saying that would almost add to the argument, like how bad they were at the start of the year. He played through injury, and then the recovery they made. That would be pretty
Nah,
special.
nah.
But I don't think that's
He
gonna
is. I
happen.
think he
So
has
that's
the
why.
least goals obviously out of Matthew, but out of McKinnon and Kucherov. I think Kucherov and McKinnon have more than him too.
Mhm.
I know,
So
but he's also been taking like a back step on the offense to contribute to defense.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
he's just so good, man.
He is so
We're
good.
witnessing greatness. Like I just watch and it feels like I'm watching Gretzky in the modern era, you know?
It's because you are.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
insane.
I've wasted like hours of watching his highlights. Like sometimes I'll watch a quick YouTube video, like 10 minutes, and it's like time flies. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
just so good.
All
God,
right,
I could glaze him for so
who's
long.
winning the Ted Lindsay? That is the best player in the league voted on by the players.
Interesting.
A lot of the time it is a Hart, same as a Hart. I'll go
Yeah.
first because I have an answer. I'm going McKinnon. I know I have Matthews winning the Hart, scoring 70. But I think McKinnon's been so dominant this season that the players like to give credit to the player who's been super dominant, but they feel don't get a lot of recognition. So I like McKinnon to get it. I think Kucherov has zero chance. I feel like league wide amongst the players, he's not very well liked and he's not going
Yeah.
to get voted on. So I feel like
Especially
he's
after
not
the
getting it.
All-Star.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I feel like almost voters fatigue on McDavid is coming into play. And so then I think it would be down to Matthews and McKinnon, which is what I think it is for the Hart as well. But I say Matthews, Hart, McKinnon, Ted Lindsay.
I agree with you. But just to keep it a little interesting here, like I wonder if it could go to like you've seen some crazy goaltending numbers this year.
True.
Like
Given
I
how many of
wonder,
the top goalies have been ass.
yeah, like I wonder if we could go to like someone like Hellebuck. Because I know Allmark had unreal numbers last year, but that was a bit different. Like, it was a historic team. I
Wow, the
I
glaze.
I think Allmark was a bit of a fraudulent season last year, but I think Hellebuck's been unreal this year. Like I think that's not who I think would win, but I wonder if maybe this would be a year where a goalie wins it. But I agree, it'd probably be McKinnon.
Yeah, I think it's McKinnon. That's an interesting shout. I can't lie, but
Yeah.
maybe if the
I,
Jets had
I
continued
respect
their
the
streak.
hustle, pushing the narrative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to.
Push
All
your
right, we can spend
agenda.
2 seconds on this. Who's winning the Rocket? Matthews.
Matthews, yeah.
Sam Rock.
All right.
Imagine.
All right. Who's winning the Norris? This one I feel like is interesting.
Oh, let's see here. Which one is the
Michael
Norris again?
Matheson.
I'm so bad with the
Norris
trophy.
is best defenseman.
Okay, yeah.
All right,
This is
Jake. All
interesting.
I'm gonna say is you're on a podcast now. You have to fucking know that.
I know.
You have to know that.
Come on, it's the Norris.
I that's bad. I know.
Quinn Hughes is winning that though. I can't
I
lie.
know. Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes.
Quinn Hughes or
Yeah, I mean,
McCarr. They've
uh,
both been insane. I feel like you could either go through either of them. Well, Ben is
Vancouver's been so
struggling.
gross though. They always give like a lot of extra credit to that team who's been disgusting.
Yeah. Top of the charts.
Yeah, I like Quinn Hughes. Jake,
Literally.
you complete the clean sweep.
yeah, I'm going Quinn Hughes. I think especially because he's kind of like not obviously not new, but this is like a bit of a breakout year for him.
Yeah, I would agree
Like
with
I
that.
think that always leads to extra
Capitano.
attention in the voting.
Can't believe that him and McCarr were in the same rookie draft, like the same rookie class, and they're now competing for the Norris 4 years later. Like that's ridiculous that they came into the league at the same time. So like Quinn Hughes doesn't have it. Who won it? McCarr or Hughes? McCarr, right?
What?
Yeah,
Won the Calder. They beat Hughes.
McCarr.
I think it was McCarr. Yeah.
Adam.
yeah,
Fox.
And now like they're competing for the Norris. It's just I find that crazy. They came in at the same time and they've still been that dominant.
Insane.
All right, who's winning the Frank J. Selke Trophy for best defensive forward? There you go, Jake. I told you the entire fucking name.
I know the Celtic. I don't know why I lost on the Norris. Like I'm looking through and know most of these, but this is interesting
I have a hot take.
because yeah,
Ooh, let's
I
hear the
think
hot take.
I think Connor McDavid's gonna win it.
oh
I think he's committed to team defense or committed to defense. He's shown it. It's shown differently, and then media, most
I
importantly than
like it.
media, is pushing that he's made that change. And so I think with Bergeron gone, the award is wide open, and I like McDavid to get it.
I like
yeah,
your
that's what I was
thinking.
gonna say. I was gonna say it's gonna be. Oh, sorry, I can go.
Yeah, I think McDavid. McDavid's been so good, but I don't think the voters will give him his flowers for the Selkie. But I think he's been really good on the defensive side this season. What do you think, Jake?
I was just gonna
Yeah.
agree with Ben. Like I think Bergeron being gone makes it so much more interesting.
Yeah, it
Like
does.
he was automatic in the last 2 years.
Just
I'm trying to think. Like
just wait in 3 years, it'll be Nick Suzuki's award.
makes
But
When
hey,
he's
by
not
then
when
it'll be named the Patrice Bergeron though.
yeah, probably. That guy was a
that's yeah.
dog. But who I actually think is gonna win this year is probably Barkov
Yeah.
Yeah.
because the Panthers have been so good as well.
Yeah, they've been disgusting. They're an absolute
This is
wagon.
insane. And yeah, he's been so good. And I think people will finally appreciate his dominance. What do you guys
Yeah,
think?
especially seeing how Huberdeau is doing without him. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty obvious how good he is.
All right, who's your pick, Jake? Who did you actually land on?
No, but I agree with Barkov.
Barkov? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, who's winning the Calder? Bedsy.
Um,
Clean
Oh,
sweep
Betsy.
Bedsy.
yeah.
No
I think it's
Faber
pretty.
love? No Faber love? Nope,
I
nope.
mean,
Ah
he's
man,
good. He's
no.
good, but Betsy's Betsy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with
He's
that.
on a whole nother
All right,
I remember
Jake.
at the start of the year I thought Cooley had a chance. Not anymore. But yeah, it's pretty obvious who it is. But I it's kind of I like how it's got a bit more interesting lately. It's gonna be Bedard. I like how some other people have emerged later in the year,
Yeah.
like Faber you mentioned.
Also have like Marco Rossi,
Mark, yeah.
Wild Boys. But yeah,
All right.
I think that's Betsy's trophy to
I
lose.
agree. I think it's Bedsy. Jake, I'll pass over the dildo for you to start to fucking give it in the ass to Connor
Okay.
Hellebuck. Who's winning the Vesna?
I mean, it's pretty clear. Connor Hellebuck, the best goalie of the year. I would say up there with the best goalie of this generation, to be honest. Um,
All
Oh,
right, calm down.
I've been wanting
Calm
this
down.
guy to leave for so
okay.
long, Now it's over, but I think it's pretty clear who it is. I mean, you look at save percentage. Aiden Hill's ahead of him. Aiden Hill's not played as many games, and he has a crazy team in front of him.
Yeah, he got lit
Um,
up last night. No,
yeah, yeah. Like I
Toronto
just
chased him and like 12 minutes. He was gone.
Yeah, that shocked me. And then save percent goals against average, Hellebuck on top again. I think it's pretty obvious this year.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I don't have anything else to say. Jake said it all. Hugum,
Yeah,
you? Yeah, same.
I
All right.
maybe a little hot take. Maybe Jeremy Swayman. I
Yeah, but
think
he splits. He has. I feel like he doesn't
yeah,
play enough.
so if he played more, I really like Aiden Hill, but they just didn't play enough games, I don't think.
Yeah, I think
And
between
Hellebuck
injury and
was
him
so
splitting with
weak.
Logan, I don't think he's gonna get enough games.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. Next trophy, the William N. Jennings, that is given to the team with the least goals against. For reference, this is essentially a two-team race at this point between the Florida Panthers, who have allowed 138, and the Winnipeg Jets, who have allowed 130. Uh, where do you see this finishing? Does it go to Bob and Stolars, or does it go to Brossois and Hellebuck?
This
I
is
think Bob
interesting.
and Stolars.
I agree.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, just as
I
a
think Winnipeg's
tandem.
gonna fall off too much to win it.
Mhm. That's my thinking too.
Hmm.
And the Panthers have played more games already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I think it's theirs. What do you think, Jake?
yeah. I think it's like Winnipeg with the better goalies versus the better team, and I think the Florida's just so much better than Winnipeg that they'll win it.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. Next award, the GM of the year. I don't know what it's actually called, but the general manager of the year. Who do you think is winning this? I mean, this is definitely the hardest one to predict because the deadline's like a huge piece in who wins it.
Yeah.
But who would you have to say?
Mm, that's tough.
Can't
I'm not
lie, I
even
don't know
gonna.
like half the team's general managers' names.
Um, I would say, in my opinion, it's between two teams. I would say Bill Zito of the Florida Panthers GM. I think he's done an amazing job. Like he rebuilt their decor to be one of the best in the league, pretty much entirely through 1 or 2 year free agency deals. Like bringing in Mikola, bringing in OEL. The Rodriguez signing has been really good. Um, the Stolar signing has been really good. Um, so I say him, or the other one is Daniel Briere, the GM of
That's what I was gonna
the
choose.
Philadelphia Flyers. To trade, like to make all the moves he's made, essentially what are seen as rebuilding moves. But yet still put together a roster and hire Torts that is now making them compete. I would say, but saying all that, I'd say I think Briere is the one that wins it.
I'm going with Briere. I think my two favorite things he's done this year are the biggest one I think is signing again, drafting Mitchkov and getting him to agree to sign with the team. And that's
Yeah.
huge. I think that's pretty underrated because like that's something you don't see like in the public. You know, not like a big trade, but it's obvious he was working behind the scenes to get that done. And I think he's the second best player in that draft, and to get him that late, that's pretty big. And then I also like the Drysdale trade for the getting rid of Cutter
Yeah,
Gauthier.
he deserves a lot of credit for that. Like to keep it out of the public that
Yeah.
Gauthier did not want to sign is actually impressive.
Yeah, like those two things are both things more behind the scenes, but you don't really see anyone else having as big an impact this year behind the scenes. I think that's why he should win.
Yeah. He's got balls, I can't lie. And
Also, I just remember this friendly reminder, Sean Walker was a cap throw-in by the LA Kings that he acquired from them in the offseason.
been playing really well.
So yeah. All
I'd say yeah, he's probably my pick as well. Flyers
right,
have
who
been
do you
That's
think?
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I
Keep
was
going,
just saying,
Mark.
it's such a fun team. I'm becoming a fan of them this year.
yeah.
Like I really like that team.
All right, who do you think's winning the Jack Adams?
Man, these ones are always so weird.
I'm staying in Pennsylvania and I'm saying Torts. I'm saying it's a management sweep by the Flyers, in my opinion. I think Torts is winning it.
I think it's going to Knobloch.
Yes, sir. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Give me
Yeah.
Chris Knobloch.
It's an interesting
But
race, like also with Maurice in Florida. Like there's a lot of
yeah.
teams.
I mean, or you can give it to Rick Tocchet.
Also true.
They've been
See what I
playing
mean? There's
really
so
well.
many teams, but I think it's
Yeah.
Torts.
scores.
Yeah,
I want
I think
Knoblauch
he's
to
gotten the
win it.
most out of the shittiest roster.
Yeah,
yeah, and he's kind of rebranded himself a little bit there too.
yeah. But
Like, he seems to have changed a bit.
we'll see it. We'll see in 2 seasons how that goes
Yeah,
with the
Yeah,
torch
seriously.
cycle.
He'll get fired in a couple of years, and then he'll go to probably Columbus because they'll still be shit by then. He'll go back to Columbus and he'll fix them.
Yep. And then they'll be shit in another 2 years.
Probably. Uh,
But yeah, I really like what Knoblauch's done in Edmonton.
you're
He's
both going
changing up.
Knobloch.
yeah.
All right. Um, okay, I'm scratching Lady Bing. That one's boring. Um, all right. Now moving on to the last two, the team awards. Who do you boys got for the President's Trophy?
So I got who I think's gonna win, and I got who I want to win. I think it might go to Boston again because that team. I despise that team, and seems they always do really well. When I hate, like, I thought this is the year they're gonna be bad, and they're proving me
Yeah.
wrong. I think you go all the way. That's just a winning team. I don't know what it is. Like, players
Mhm.
play well there. They find a way to win. I guess you can go to them. But I'd like to see Vancouver win. That's a pretty exciting team, and it'd be nice to see a Canadian team win the President's Trophy.
Are we not going to talk about the fact the Rangers are on a 9-game winning streak? Those
Yeah.
boys are buzzing. I think I want to say them. I feel like they could pull it out of the bag because I mean Shesterkin's not even playing that well, and they're buzzing. And at the
Yeah.
trade deadline, they're probably going to add some pieces, be better. I mean Wheeler's now out, so they're probably going to want to replace him. I think they'll add some pieces, and I think they might win it.
I'm going the Panthers. I think that team's an absolute wagon. They know how to win. And I also think an underrated fact is the fact that they're still chasing a team in their division means they're going to still continue to want to win. Whereas Vancouver and New York, especially, are like they have a pretty big lead on their division. And so I
Yeah.
feel like for that reason, I think Florida's going to continue to want to win. And then once they get above Boston, going to want to continue to keep winning to stay ahead of Boston. Um, and so I like Florida.
I like that pick.
All right, it's time. Who's winning the cup? We'll do this at least one more, probably two more times before the actual cup. But as the first official prediction on the pod, who do you have, Ugum? I'm throwing you on the
Give
spot. You're naming it first.
give me the Dallas Stars.
No way.
I'm
Oh,
on the
oh, I
wagon.
like that. I like
I'm on the wagon, boys.
that.
They're absolutely buzzing. They got the youth, they got the oldies, they got everything. I love it. The goaltending, it's there. I think they could do it this year. I mean, having gone to the finals years back, retooling, rebuilding that squad to come back and be this good again. I think
Yeah.
I think they can do it. I've been a big fan for a while, and yeah, they've been going great so far. What do you got, Jake? Let me hear it.
I got two here. So I got
Two.
two. Oh man, who do I choose?
You gotta
Pick
Okay.
pick
one,
one.
bruh. You
You
gotta
gotta
pick
Yeah,
pick
you're
one.
right.
one. What
You're
was
right.
that?
You're right. Okay, I'm gonna go Florida Panthers. I
Yeah,
think that
they're a wagon.
yeah, they're going crazy in the regular season. And I think that journey last year really showed them what, like, they know what it takes to win now. Like, I think a lot of players in some of these teams, especially the young players, they have not gone as far as that. But Florida, they got all the way to the finals. They had the journey, so they know what it's like. And I think they're playing better this year. And I think they have what it takes. They have goaltending, they have grit, they have goal scoring. Like, I think they got everything.
Yeah. I'm going the New York Rangers. I think I think that team's a wagon. I think with Truba and this kid Rempe, who they just called up, and Lindgren, and even Kreider likes to mix it up at times. Barkley Goodrow. They're gonna add someone at the deadline. Um, I think this team can now play physical. I think they can battle through things. I think the emergence of Lafreniere has been huge. I think Panarin's on a different fucking level this year. And I think Zibanejad's scoring will figure it out. And I think Shesterkin and Net will figure it out. And the fact that they're this close to being the President's Trophy team with two of their best players having relatively down seasons, especially Shesterkin, once it's playoff time and they lock in, I think they're going on the way, and also they're gonna have a pretty easy, like, the Metro is not good, especially if Philly finishes as a 3 seed.
Yeah, they're
Like
all pretty
they're
mid.
like Carolina, that's a pretty beatable team. Even if it's New Jersey or Philly
They
or Tampa or Detroit, like as the wild card team, New York's gonna slap them in the
I mean,
first
that
round.
could be interesting. Play Tampa in the first round.
Even still,
That
I think
that
I think New
that'll
York
be a fun
slaps them in the
series.
first round. I think they get by
Yeah.
Carolina in the third round or in the second round. Um, and then either Florida, Boston, maybe Toronto, but probably either Florida or Boston. That'll be a good series. That'll probably be the toughest one. But I think the Rangers got what it takes. Also, as an aside, I went to MS Street for the first time last year. That fucking thing when they score and they go, oh, dude, I fucking was participating and I was a Leaf fan. Like they fucking scored and I was like, oh, like that's a complete side note, but it is so cool when they start doing that. It's actually so cool. I wish the Leafs had something like that. Like the way that, and their horn is so iconic. Their horn is so sick. I don't know
Man,
why
there's
I
so
just started
many.
glazing the Rangers, but yeah.
Yeah, chill out,
We
bud.
ended up there.
There's so many teams that could win
I
the
know
cup
there were
this
so many
year.
teams going through my head. I'd like this to
I'm
be on public record. The Leafs were not one of them.
none of the Canadian teams are coming through my head. I can't
Vancouver
lie.
and Edmonton actually both crossed my mind.
But I was looking at now that I'm looking at the West, the Stars might not make it out of there because I'm looking at those teams that are just below them or above them, and like the wild card spots, they're getting washed out.
They're getting
But then you
smoked in the
have
first round.
then you have the Oilers, they could be naughty. The Golden Knights, they're always tough in the playoffs. You also got the Avs, which I was close to picking, and then the Jets,
And the
the Jets
Canucks.
with the
I don't know if
goaltending,
you said
and then
them.
the Canucks. Yeah, those there's some tough goalies to face there, and tough offenses. I can't lie,
Yeah.
but none of the wildcard teams this year, I don't think they have a chance. Like you usually get that upset, but I don't think it's happening this year.
Yeah. I think both wildcard teams who make it are getting fucking smacked
Yeah.
in the first round. Like I think none of them are even going to be competitive series. Now saying that, that means one of them is going to win. Um,
Yep, and
but
our
I feel
bracket's
like
gonna be done in
it
the
should
first
be like
week.
New York, Florida slash Boston, Vancouver, and either Dallas, Colorado, or Winnipeg should just smack whoever they play in the first round, but it'll be tight. All right, that concludes that middle segment. And on to one that's um I thought was an interesting segment last time that we had last pod. The just the three player segment. We're gonna keep this in. Let us know what you guys think in the comments or not in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube or DM us on Instagram, reach out to us on Did It. Let us know what you think of this. Obviously, I mean, inevitably we're going to run out of players, so this can't continue every episode. Um, but at least for now, while it's fresh, at least I like it. I think you guys like it too. I feel like it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
thank you.
It's good. Good to talk
um,
fantasy wise for sure.
yeah, it's a good one for fantasy. I would agree. All right, Ugum, you want to start us off? Who's your first player?
All right. My man for one game and not mine for this next. It's Stuart Skinner. This guy has to be the most inconsistent fantasy player of all time, besides UC Soros. And I can't with him. Like, it'll be one game, he'll put up an amazing game. But honestly, it's not even like his save percentage is good. He's just getting carried by his team. Like, he'll let in like 3 goals each game, but Edmonton will score like 6 or 7, and his fantasy value will be like in like 3 or 4 points. So he's not been playing too great, so I'd be a bit scared of him if you own him. And yeah, it's very inconsistent, and I wouldn't rely on him to put any
Yeah,
like decent points for you.
I'd agree.
Be
Categories
fair.
league, he's risky as hell.
I'd say yeah, don't use him in a categories league, but in a points league, just be careful of who you're playing him against because it could be scary sometimes. Because he also doesn't take base many shots and he lets in like 3 or 4 a game. But luckily he'll get like the wins to bring you back up in points. So yeah, that's my player that I'm talking about, Mr. Stewart.
All right, Mr. Lloyd, who's your first player?
So my first player is Josh Norris. This guy just ended a pretty big drought yesterday with the 2 goals. And I think this is an interesting one because, to be honest, I don't even think he was rosterable, depending on how big your league is before this. But I wonder now if he'll get out of that slump. So I would at least be looking to pick him up. Like I know Ben, you had him on your roster. I don't know how long you've had him. Is that a pickup or what?
I've had him for actually most of the season. I've had him sitting on my roster. I had a claim in for Pinto, but then after he scored those 2 goals, I canceled that claim. Remember last podcast, made that. But I actually canceled it. Um, yeah, but I don't know why he's still on my team, to be honest. But he is.
He's just one of them that just sneak in there and you forget about him.
Yeah. And I look at him and it's like, oh, it's Norris. Like he's okay.
Yeah, I've had like
Yeah,
Drake Batherson for a while. Just removed him from my squad because I realized why is Drake Batherson on my team. One of them.
yeah. This is just interesting. Like I wonder if this could. I'm thinking this could maybe be exiting a slump, or this is just a one-off event. We'll see. Just a guy to keep an eye on.
Nice. Ben, you
So
got
my
your
first
next
player
player?
that I have, as I go on the wrong document, first player that I have is Quinton Byfield. He scored potential goal of the year candidate. As a complete side note, um, that was a filthy goal. But as the Kings struggle to score, and Byfield and Kempe seem like the only ones that are scoring with any sort of consistency, he's just going to continue to get pushed, given more minutes, more minutes. He's already playing with Cope. He's already playing with, um, on the second line with who is he playing with? Dano and Ardvison, I believe. He was elevated to PP1. But I think it's honestly not long before I see him climb up over Fiala in their first lines, Kempe, Fiala, or Kempe, Kopitar, and Byfield, and Fiala goes down to that second line. Um, I think he's finally hitting his stride. He's a super young player. He's only going to continue to get better. He's going to be fresh rest of the season. Um, And yeah, he's uber talented as evidenced by being taken second overall, and he's finally getting legit minutes and deservingly so. And so I think he has league winner written all over him in my opinion. So if he's available on your waiver wire, add him. He probably isn't. Maybe in a few shallower leagues he is. But go buy him now before he continues this and his season stats look unreal.
Yeah, he's an absolute horse. That goal was absolute filth too, and picking it up this season, and I think he could be a nice waiver wire pickup
Hmm.
if you can get him. My next player, another guy from the same draft. No, am I tripping? Yeah, same draft, right? Alexis Lafreniere. Can anyone help me out here?
Yeah, I like that same draft.
Was
Yeah, okay.
Byfield?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He went
Okay,
first,
yeah, yeah.
Byfield went
I'm not
second.
sure.
Sorry, I was distracted. I was looking at cameras as I see my camera
I was
quality be dog shit.
I was asking for some help.
Yeah, I was fully distracted. That's on me. I'm back.
But Lafreniere, I've been watching some of his highlights the past couple of games. He's looking absolutely filthy. I'm not sure. I might be playing on the second line now. I'm not sure, but his past game against New Jersey put up 2 points. Dallas nothing, but then against Islanders 2 assists. I like how he's been playing, putting up he's been putting up like 19 minutes sometimes, but then some days he'll put up like 15 minutes. So over there, it's a hit or miss, I think, for Lafreniere, but I really like what he's been doing lately. and I think it could be a sneaky waiver wire pickup if he continues his recent form. That's what I think.
Yeah. I like that. And kind of same thing as Byfield, like the young players starting to figure it out, starting to earn their keep, and down the stretch here, they can really be heavily relied upon.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like Slavkovsky. I picked him up. He put up some good points for me, but then I saw it was gonna dip, so I just dropped him and added someone else.
Yeah.
So kind of those type of players who might like young players who want streaks. Just look out for them. Jake.
Jake, who's your
Yeah,
next player?
my second player. I've been wanting to talk about this guy for so long. Jordan Binnington. Um, not only an entertaining player to watch with some of his tantrums he has sometimes, but
Yo, that
he's
stick to Evangelista on the weekend, that was bad.
that was bad. That was not
That
that
was
was not
really
one
bad.
Bro,
I
we
enjoyed
almost went a
watching.
full season without any Jordan Bennington antics.
I know, with no shenanigans from his bitch ass.
That was not one I enjoyed watching, but like other ones sometimes. Um, but like he's had a good year this year. He's got a 9-11 save percentage, which is above his career save percentage, which is always good. He just got a shutout against the Islanders. And a few weeks ago, there was the talk that Hofer was starting to steal some more starts from him. And I think recently, based on both the performances, Bennington's keeping his starter role. So I would think I'd be looking to maybe add him if you don't. I've had him this year. Like for example, he's been performing better in fantasy than Saros, which
Yeah, I really
might surprise
fumbled
some
with that
people.
trade.
Yeah,
I should have made that trade Bennington for Saros.
you
I
should
had
have.
faith in my boy. I should not have.
I should have had more faith in Bennington, to be honest. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think he's not underrated, but I think he can really help you out in fantasy. And I think that the fears of maybe him being replaced by Hofer are unfounded. I think he'll be keeping in that.
Yeah. All right. So the second player that I have is Matthew Barzell. If you follow us on Instagram, you would have seen my story post a couple weeks ago when the Leafs did play the Islanders, and I posted like Barzell is getting every other shift and is the most dominant player on the ice aside from number 34 in white and blue. Um, and I that still stands. The more I watch him, like I watched them, the game against the Penguins on Wednesday night. Wednesday night. He was dominant. He looked really good. Wall likes to ride his big boys, and he's been doing that. This is a bit of a different one. This is kind of similar to Kreider and Konechny from last pod, if you guys listen, but even a bit more than that because he still has even more value. Like, still go buy him. Like, even if you're, in my opinion, you're paying Philip Forsberg, go buy him. Like, I'm that big of a believer in Barzell. No, Ugum, you're not going to get him from me. If tracks, I'm not going to overpay you, so don't get your hopes
All
up.
right. So why are we doing this then?
But I think he's a huge talent that's finally in a system that allows that talent to blossom. I somehow actually just got him in a keeper league. Um, but yeah, I think he's a monster. I think he is one of the fastest players in the league. He has that elite edge to going off Chell. But yeah, this is all to say I think his point production's gonna just continue to get even higher the rest of the season. So go buy him now before his price is that of Kirill Kaprizov. All right, Ugum, back to you. Third and final player, Mr. Sandu.
This is Mr. Hattrick over here. We got Pavel Buchnevich. What a player. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. Uh Buchnevich, last game, of course, against the Islanders. 3 goals against the Leafs, a goal too. Edmonton, 2 points. He's a he's a player, that's for sure. Yeah, I think this guy's a buy, to be honest, and he's been involved in some trade talks as well with the Oilers potentially in looking into buy him or trade for him. I think the package was it said something similar to what they paid for Matthias Ekholm. So like a first round pick, top prospect, or something like that, or 2 first round picks, which I think would be awesome. And if that it were to happen, like if the rumors picked up, for sure buy him because the production's gonna go way up. He's the potential of a point per game player, I think. And I really like him to trade for him, or just try and get him. Well,
Yeah.
if your trade deadline for your fantasy league hasn't passed, for some
Yeah,
of them.
it shouldn't have passed. It should be right about the same time as the NHL trade deadline. But yeah, okay, Jake, your last player.
My last player, Alex DeBrincat. Um, he's not been playing well. He has 2 goals in his last 19 games, which is not great. Yeah,
Oh God.
yeah.
Hayner's been on
And
fire though.
yeah, I mean the thing that's the thing. The team hasn't been doing. They've been doing pretty good. They like Leafs have been playing really well lately, but a few weeks ago, maybe a week ago, they were threatening the Leafs for that last spot. But they'll probably get a wild card now. But I just think maybe he could fly under the radar. He's not doing as well, just based on the way the team's doing. And I think he got off to that really hot start. And I think he's a sell, to be honest, before the deadline. I think that you could still, he has some name value. He's been involved in some big trades in the news, and he had that really hot start. So I'd be trying to sell him before the deadline, personally.
Yeah, I definitely could see that. He's yeah, and the thing is, like with the team doing so well, it's like, is there really like, yes, he will improve. He won't be 2 goals in 19 bad, but like, will he return even like a point per game rest of the season?
Yeah,
Hard to
I
say.
don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my third and final player, similar note as to DeBrincat, and that is Vladimir Tarasenko. This is mostly a buyer beware PSA. Tarasenko is going to be traded, so he's going to be in the news. He's a big name player who's actually been doing pretty well recently in Ottawa. But I think what a contender sees him as a third line scorer. That's what he is for a legit contender. And so if he gets traded to, say, Colorado, where I know that's where he's been rumored recently, Cornelius Friedman, if he goes to Colorado, he's going to be probably on their third line. Like he'll probably be playing with um Colton and Parise on that third line. So don't expect him, and he won't be power play one either. So don't expect him. Oh, he's gone to Colorado. Like he's gonna produce even more. Like don't get sucked into that. If you have him, wait till he's inevitably traded because Ottawa is going to trade him, and then sell high while he's in the news. He's a name player. Wait till you can sell him then, and don't get sucked in to buy him. That's pretty much all I have to say. I feel like just I know how like having played fantasy enough and having seen those types of trades, there's always at least one or two players who get dramatically overvalued for no reason after a trade at the deadline, and that's probably going to be Tarasenko this year. And so yeah, little buyer beware PSA. And with that, that'll conclude this week's episode. You boys have any closing thoughts here as we wrap up?
No,
I don't
really.
think so. I think
Just go ahead, Jake.
I was just like deadlines coming up. Just gotta start making some moves in fantasy. About
Yeah.
it.
I agree. Everyone push the propaganda. Hashtag Jake Allen for a second round pick. Any team, just put it in the comments of any Twitter team's post. Anyone, please get this man off my team. Please, I beg. He's so bad, and anything we get for him will honestly be a W. But that's all I have to say. Please trade Jake Allen, Kent. Please.
All I have to say is don't make any moves, Toronto. Just let the roster roll. That's all I got to
Unless you're
say.
trading for Jake Allen.
No, we don't need him. Don't
No,
trade for
please,
goalie. God,
please,
no, please don't trade for
no, no, no. Unless it's Hellebuck. That's it.
goalie. Or
Only we
Demko.
need.
I'd be okay with Demko too.
True.
Maybe Shesty. The Rangers get fed up.
Yep. Take a contender's goal. That happens all the time.
But yeah,
We're
anyway,
contenders.
if you guys have any thoughts, questions, any fantasy advice, reach out to us on Did It or Instagram at Fantasy Hockey Pucks. This will be posted on YouTube. Comment in the comment section below, and leave a like. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Uga makes a great point. This is when you can win your fantasy leagues. You can be a middling team and you make a few trades that you win and you can win the league. So terrific point by Ugam. And yeah, with that, have a good hockey night in Canada on Saturday for those of you from Canada. Um, and yeah, we'll catch you the next time we drop the puck. Have a good one, everybody.